He sat beside me. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this adversity that had come upon him, they came, each one from his own place. Eliphaz, the Temanite, Bildad, the Shuhite, and Zophar, the Naamathite. And they made an appointment together to come to sympathize with him and comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes at a distance and did not recognize him, they raised their voices and wept. And each of them tore his robe, and they threw dust over their heads toward the sky. Then they sat down on the ground with him for 7 days and 7 nights, with no one speaking a word to him, for they saw that his pain was very great. Job 2:11-13. What do you say when you talk to a grieving person? We're most likely to be helpful from an economy of words. In our contacts with people at death, as at other times, it is easy to say too much. It is easy to talk when we ought to listen. Sensitivity in the presence of grief should usually make us more silent, more listening. I'm sorry is honest. I know how you feel is usually not. Even though you may have experienced the death of a person who had the same familiar relationship to you as the deceased person had to the grieving one. But listen, don't try to prove anything to a survivor. An arm about the shoulder, a firm grip of the hand, a kiss. These are the proofs grief needs, not logical reasoning. I was sitting torn by grief. Someone came and talked to me of God's dealings, of why it happened, of hope beyond the grave. He talked constantly. He said things I knew were true. I was unmoved except to wish he'd go away. He finally did. Another came and sat beside me. He didn't talk. She didn't talk. They didn't ask leading questions. They just sat beside me for an hour or more, listened when I said something, answered briefly, prayed simply, and left. I was moved. I was comforted. I hated to see them go. He sat beside me.